Many people harbor a deep, personal ambition to build a career in education. The desire to shape young minds and do meaningful work carries a profound emotional weight, driving candidates toward the classroom. But the traditional path to get there is notoriously steep. Look at this flowchart mapping out the standard degree pathway. An aspiring educator faces a long, linear 4-year commitment, aggressively blocked by 3 major systemic barriers: massive time requirements, entirely inflexible course schedules, and prohibitive financial burdens. This is exactly where short-term online teacher training programs enter the picture. They operate as a direct functional bypass to those traditional blockades, offering a streamlined route into the profession. Becoming an educator no longer requires surviving a multi-year marathon of traditional schooling. It relies entirely on the strategic, accelerated acquisition of practical teaching skills. The modern aspiring teacher rarely has a blank slate. They are typically balancing existing full-time employment, complex family duties, and the heavy mental load of a mid-career transition. Short-term online courses respect that reality by compressing the learning timeline. Instead of stretching over multiple years, the required curriculum is condensed down to a matter of weeks or months. That massive timeline compression allows candidates to acquire their credentials and enter assistant, tutoring, or entry-level teaching roles in a fraction of the time required by traditional degrees. This speed is powered by asynchronous scheduling. Learners aren't tied to a live lecture hall. They complete modules during early mornings, during late nights, or over the weekend. Because the schedule bends to the student, the geographical necessity to relocate for a good program disappears, along with the financial necessity to pause current employment. This structure provides immense relief for specific demographic groups: parents managing childcare, professionals holding down a 9-to-5, and midlife career changers can finally fit a credential into the margins of their existing lives. Decoupling education from a fixed time and a physical place turns teaching credentials from an exclusionary privilege for the few into an accessible utility for anyone willing to do the work. Beyond logistics, we have to look at the financial reality of career transitions. High-cost traditional university degrees carry an enormous amount of personal financial risk, especially for adults managing strict household budgets. The online model actively strips out the hidden financial overheads of higher education. You eliminate the daily commute, the need for local campus housing, and expensive printed materials. Removing those massive overheads entirely reframes teacher training. It becomes a low-risk, high-value personal investment that doesn't put an aspiring teacher's life on hold. That efficiency extends straight into the curriculum itself. Online programs cut the theoretical bloat, shifting the entire focus toward highly actionable, immediate skills. The curriculum's core splits into 3 distinct data streams: child psychology, classroom management, and structured lesson planning. When these targeted streams merge back together, they build a solid foundation of real-world teaching confidence and job-ready skills. That focused mechanical preparation actively combats the severe stage fright and performance anxiety that routinely overwhelm untrained beginners when they step into a real classroom. By isolating only the skills that matter, affordable training bridges the gap between cost and competence. Candidates acquire classroom readiness without the high barrier of institutional debt. Once that foundational credential is secured, candidates gain immediate access to a range of hiring markets. Domestically, graduates are instantly qualified for a variety of roles, easily stepping into preschool environments, special education support positions, and primary school assistants. But the options scale far beyond local schools. Notice this map interface. Starting from a single point, we see localized job notes establishing domestic career paths. Through TEFL and TESOL certifications, teachers learn to adapt their skills specifically for non-native English speakers. Because of that adaptation, those localized vector lines suddenly expand outward. These high-density data clusters lighting up across multiple continents represent the massive, ongoing demand for English language instruction in overseas classrooms and remote online platforms. Employers in these sectors actively seek out candidates holding these specific short-term certifications because the coursework serves as direct proof of immediate classroom readiness. These foundational courses don't have to be a final destination. They act as strategic stepping stones, allowing educators to seamlessly pursue advanced degrees later on. The candidate who was once paralyzed by the friction of traditional academics is now an active, employed educator evaluating a wealth of global options. A meaningful, globally mobile career in education is no longer trapped behind slow traditional institutions. It sits waiting on the other side of a single smart decision.